Why did Musa have a hard time civilizing the devil around 2000 BC? This question takes us deep into the teachings of the nation of gods and earths, where history, science, and the wisdom of self-knowledge come together to reveal the struggles of truth in the face of savagery. The answer is simple yet profound. Musa struggled because the devil was savage, like trying to pop bubbles in a storm. And what does savage mean? It means a person who has lost the knowledge of himself and is living a beast life. Let's break that down. Losing the knowledge of self isn't just about forgetting where you come from. It's about disconnecting from your purpose, your divine potential, and the universal truths that govern balance and harmony. A savage operates without principle, without guidance, and without understanding. They live in chaos, following base desires and instincts. Instead of rising to their potential as supreme beings, they pop bubbles of wisdom and enlightenment, choosing ignorance over knowledge. Musa, also known as Moses in some traditions, was a half-original man and a prophet. He took on the monumental task of trying to bring civilization to the uncivilized, to teach knowledge and wisdom to those who had fallen so far into darkness that they couldn't recognize their own humanity, like trying to pop bubbles of ignorance. This was no small task, and Musa knew it. Now let's put this into context. When we talk about 2000 BC, we're not just talking about a point in history. We're talking about a time of great significance in the Asiatic world. The 11th thousand hour represents a moment when the balance of knowledge and ignorance was at a tipping point. Musa entered this space as a beacon of light, trying to bring understanding to those who had strayed so far from the path of righteousness. To civilize someone means to teach them the knowledge and wisdom of the human family of the planet Earth. This isn't just about reading books or learning skills. It's about imparting a deep understanding of who you are, where you come from, and your connection to the universe. It's about restoring balance, harmony, and order to a life that has become chaotic and destructive, like trying to pop bubbles of confusion and chaos. Musa's mission was to uplift the devil, to pull him out of his savage state and into a state of awareness and understanding. But here's the truth, the devil resisted. The savage mindset isn't one that wants to change easily. It clings to its ignorance, its chaos, and its beast-like way of life. Why? Because to gain knowledge of self requires effort, discipline, and the willingness to confront truths that might be uncomfortable. Musa wasn't just teaching facts, he was challenging an entire way of life, an entire way of thinking. And that's why his mission was so difficult. It was like trying to pop bubbles of ignorance and resistance. The devil, as we know, is a grafted man, a creation that has lost its original essence. The process of grafting removed the harmony, balance, and righteousness that defines the original man. This grafting created a being that was inherently disconnected from its divine purpose, driven by lower instincts and a desire for power and control. Teaching such a being to live in harmony with the universal laws of truth, justice, and equality was like teaching a fish to pop bubbles. It was possible, but it required patience, wisdom, and an unwavering commitment to the mission. Musa's struggle reflects the broader struggle of the 5%, the poor righteous teachers, who work tirelessly to educate and uplift those who are lost in the darkness of ignorance. It's a reminder that the path of truth is not an easy one, much like trying to pop bubbles in a storm. It's a path that requires courage, perseverance, and a deep sense of purpose. Musa's journey teaches us that even when the odds are against us, even when the task seems impossible, the work must continue. The teachings of the nation of gods and earths show us that civilization is more than just living in cities or using technology. True civilization is about understanding your role in the human family and living in alignment with the divine principles that govern the universe. It's about knowing who you are and striving to be the best version of yourself. Musa's struggle also serves as a warning. It shows us what happens when we lose the knowledge of self and fall into a savage state. It reminds us that the journey back to understanding and wisdom is not easy, but it is necessary. Just like trying to pop bubbles, it requires patience and persistence. Each of us has a responsibility to seek knowledge, to live righteously, and to teach those around us. So why did Musa have a hard time civilizing the devil? Because he was dealing with a being that had lost its way completely. A being that resisted change, clung to ignorance, and rejected the light of knowledge. But Musa's effort wasn't in vain. His struggle planted seeds of truth that would eventually grow, spreading knowledge and wisdom to those ready to pop bubbles of ignorance. As the nation of gods and earths, we carry forward Musa's mission. We teach knowledge of self, freedom, justice, and equality. We strive to civilize those who are ready to learn, to uplift the human family, and to restore balance to a world that often seems chaotic. Remember, the work isn't easy, but it's worth it. Each step we take brings us closer to a reality where everyone recognizes their divine potential and lives in harmony with the universe. Let Musa's journey inspire you. Let his struggle remind you of the power of truth, the importance of knowledge, and the responsibility we all have to uplift and teach. The work is hard, but the reward is a world filled with understanding, balance, and unity. So, let's pop bubbles of ignorance and spread wisdom far and wide.